The Millionaire Fastlane is a super popular book that suggests you can become rich fast. I promise you, it's not like those usual books that say you'll get rich overnight. But it was one of the most eye-opening books for me personally. It completely changed the way I invest my money. If you are an entrepreneur-minded person who wants to get rich quickly, enjoy life while you are young, and create the business you love, then this video is definitely for you. In the first part of the video, I'll break down the author's strategy for achieving quick wealth. Then, in the second part, I'll delve into 5 essential rules every entrepreneur should abide by. As per the author, there are just 3 financial paths available for pursuit. Number 1 is the sidewalk. Number 2, the slow lane. And number 3, the fast lane. The people who take the sidewalk are living well today at the expense of having more security tomorrow. As the author explains, the sidewalkers see debt as an asset, and they value spending over saving. More importantly, sidewalkers embrace a lifestyle centered around immediate satisfaction. They don't plan for the long term. It is important to know that being a sidewalker does not mean that you are poor. There are plenty of rich people like athletes and celebrities who make a lot of money, but they spend like there is no tomorrow. The second financial route commonly taken is known as the slow lane. Slow laners opt to forego immediate pleasures in order to secure a more prosperous future, presenting a complete contrast to the sidewalk approach. This is also another poor choice because wealth is best enjoyed when you are young and healthy, not after decades of a soul-sucking job. Slow lanners sacrifice their Monday through Friday so they can enjoy the weekend. This is like trading $20 for $10. Another problem with the slow lane is that those taking it are mostly hoping that their long-term investment in compound interest will be what makes them rich. However, compound interest does most of its work at the end of the waiting period, which could be a very long time. When you take a look at the chart that shows investing $10,000 with 50% of the total income, 15% interest will yield $2.6 million in 40 years. That sounds great. However, what most of the slow laners never realize is that your investment is $662,030 years and $163,000 in 20 years. Meaning to say, a huge portion of the money is accumulated in the final decade when you are already very old. Do you really want to be a 65-year-old guy driving a Bugatti? I'm sure you want to drive it when you are young and full of life. However, it's extremely hard to do if you are in a slow lane. The author contends that relying solely on a job constrains your wealth potential. Moreover, the breadth of experience gained is restricted. In just a month of running your own business, you're likely to learn far more than toiling for someone else over the course of a year. Furthermore, your income is not within your control, as it heavily relies on others when you're employed. The author also cautions against blindly following advice from financial gurus. Some of these self-proclaimed experts may not have amassed wealth themselves by adhering to the very guidance they dispense to you. In fact, these gurus get rich by writing books and selling seminars and courses. When you take financial advice from people, it is essential to make sure what they teach you is something that has actually worked for them. The third type of financial road is the fast lane. The fast lane is all about business, entrepreneurship, and building wealth rapidly. Some examples for the fast lane can be a business you create, innovation you make, the software you build, systems you create, etc. The fast lane is all about get rich quick, but that is not the same thing as get rich easy. It will take a lot of work, long days and short nights. Also, you might spend 10 years focusing on your business before you reach the kind of success that you want. However, The benefit is that once you've reached your desired level of wealth, you will have the freedom to do whatever you want for the rest of your life. The fast lane mindset requires that you be accountable and not just responsible. Being responsible is admitting when you are at fault for something and constantly improving. It takes an active growth mindset to be in the fast lane. So here you can increase your income, even double it, but that's not possible in a slow lane. Next time, when you go to the office, try asking your boss to raise your salary from $3,500 a month to $5,500 a month and see what happens. And in terms of building wealth, the goal is not to do too much of the heavy lifting, but to create a system that does it for you. Again, this doesn't mean avoiding work, but it doesn't mean being resourceful and optimizing and automating that relentlessly. For example, let's say you have to build a pyramid out of heavy stones. The slow lane approach is to carry the stones yourself one at a time. Of course, this will take decades. The fast lane approach would be to spend the first few years designing something to move the stones for you. A crane, a pole system, whatever. After your upfront investment, the pyramid will be easier to build once you have your machine. The key to the fast lane approach is to be accountable. Is producing instead of consuming. Instead of buying products on TV, sell the products. Instead of digging for gold, sell the shovels. Instead of looking for a job, be an employer and hire for jobs. When you switch your thinking and roll from a consumer to a producer, you will join the fast lane to create wealth quickly. You might think that rich people are greedy, but in reality, poor people could be seen as greedy. If you think a little bit, you will see that in order to be rich, you have to help others. You have to give back something. You have to build something for others. You have to improve something in society. You have to produce something. You have to invest in something. It is the poor who are greedy because they only produce for themselves and think about themselves. Another interesting topic that the author talks about in order to become rich is called the law of affection. According to this law, to make $1 million, you need to assist 1 million people. While the number doesn't have to be exact, the essence is clear. The more you positively impact others, the greater your chances of financial success. The more people you help, the more you give to others, the more you receive. At first, this might not make sense, and you can say, how can helping others and giving more make me rich? For example, you can say, if I go out right now and give $100 to 100 people, how will it make me rich? You're right, it won't make you rich. Most probably, people who receive money from you will run to the shop to buy something that they don't even need. Then, what is the good form of giving? For example, let's say you create some type of product that helps older people. This would be a very higher form of giving. This is precisely why Jeff Bezos is richer than the lady you saw at the post office yesterday. Bezos has built Amazon, a platform that facilitates safe and convenient shopping for millions of people worldwide. His success is tied to the number of individuals benefited by the services Amazon provides. But the lady in the post office is mainly helping herself and her family. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to belittle the lady in the post office. If the lady wants to help herself and her family, there is nothing at all wrong with that. But according to the law of affection, she will not be rich because she is not impacting and changing the lives of many people in a positive way. In the second part of the book, the author talks about 5 rules that you must obey if you want to build a successful business. You can also use this as a checklist for existing businesses to see how strong the foundation of your business is. If you study any successful business 9 times out of 10, you'll find that they are following these 5 rules. The first rule is need. The only reason for a business to exist is to solve a problem. When problems are solved, money is exchanged. If you solve problems, make things easier, remove inconveniences, provide better service, satisfy wants and cravings, you have honored the rule of need. You think something so simple would be so obvious, but unfortunately, it isn't. Today, the great entrepreneurial idea is to do what you love and follow your passion, as if the market cares. The market does not care about that. If you have what I want, you get my money. Passions, love, and your dreams to own a Lamborghini are absolutely irrelevant. If there are 10,000 personal trainers doing what they love, but only 10 people who want to hire a personal trainer, do you think passion is going to pay the bills? The second rule is entry. The rule of entry asks how easy or difficult it is to get into business. If anyone off the street can start the business, you're in. Then you're violating the rule of entry. Again, if getting into business is as simple as filling out some online form or joining some program, you're violating entry. In short, the essence of entrepreneurship is problem solving, and the problem you're solving must have an element of difficulty. The difficulty is, in fact, the opportunity. If you're one of the entrepreneurs who look at potential ideas and complain that it is too hard, then what you're saying is you're not interested in solving legitimate problems, but instead you're looking for easy ways to make money. The former creates millionaires, the latter creates money-chasing people. The third rule is control. The rule of control is like the land in which you build your business. Do you own that land, or is it leased or controlled by someone else? Can some person or some company suddenly pull the rug under your feet and cause a business catastrophe? One day you're making $1, and the next it's nothing. If 100% of your customers come from a free Google search, you're violating the control rule. One Google algorithm change can kill your business. If 99% of your product sales are coming from one platform, you're violating the control rule. YouTube can kick you off their platform without much explanation. As a result, your company goes from hero to zero, and you did nothing wrong. That is why the author does not recommend relying only on a third party. The fourth rule is scale. Can your product be scaled or replicated with relative ease? Please don't confuse this with an entry, which is your initial entry into the business. The scale is about easily replicating the difficult problem you solved. For example, if you create a software service that solves a problem in the dental space, your solution might take 3 months to build, but the difference between that solution serving 10 customers and 1,000 doesn't have a direct correlation. You make 100 times the profit, but you don't have 100 times the work. The final rule is time. According to this rule, your product or service must exist without being connected to you. Does your product serve while you are away or off doing something else? The essence of the time rule is to get away from the worst relationship ever created, which is your time for money. Any time a creative effort exists independent of you can also sell independently of you without exchanging time for money. If you honor these 5 rules, your business will honor you with life-changing outcomes. To see more similar book summaries from this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are informed every time I upload a video. Thanks for watching.